Good morning, TI Information Engineering.
Good morning, TI Information Engineering.
Guten Tag, TI Information Engineering. God morgon, TI.
The most enjoyable thing in '93 really was the launch of client-server technology, because that gives us the leading-edge technology back, which we had in the 80s. And now we really have a very good product offering, which helps to solve the problems of our customers.
We in pre-sales are on the first stage at the client, and sales and pre-sales are a team.
Well, one of the important opportunities of '94 is to bring in more new names, new customers, and of course new business associated with that.
My major objective is that we could reach our goals, that we could fulfill our plan.
Because it's a lot of fun to work for. It's a real team spirit between everybody working together, achieving the same goals.
Most fun thing I did was evaluating the RIACH's client-server capabilities at the beta site. That was very interesting and very rewarding to see that we have actually achieved such a good product.
Working here, we are a small company, we are fast, we are flexible, and we are almost family-like. But we have TI behind us with a global organization. So I think it's a very good, it's a perfect combination.
We are actually, I would say, one team.
I saw this vision to, in a couple of years' time, being able to stop and look back and being able to say, look, we're now like 40, 50 people. We had a tremendous success, and I've actually been involved in this. I've been part of that, and that's sort of what keeps me going.
Well, TI Information Engineering is certainly a very exciting company to work for. I've spent a number of years working in different areas of Texas Instruments in Dallas, and it's again certainly exciting to work with a group of highly motivated people.
My personal main objective. Well, first of all, I would like to strengthen the whole partnership we have here, especially with HP. I think that is one of my major goals for '94.
TI Information Engineering is an excellent company to work for because it really is sticking to leading-edge technology. We have some of the best people on board, and it is challenging and also exciting to work with these people to deliver quality solutions to our customers and prospects.
First at the top management level with the executive board and trying to sort out what the human resource priorities were. Further than working with regions and countries. We had done a customer survey in the fall of 1992, where we actually went out and asked 20 different managers across information engineering what the human resource priorities were, well, really, where they saw the business coming from, where they saw it heading, and what they thought the human resource priorities were. I should be able to say human resources, right? And then last year was actually implementing much of what was agreed in terms of the priorities and the action plans. Some other things that were done, some specifics that I think people might be interested in, was working with Europe on the new performance review process called Development and Performance Management. It was laying the groundwork in terms of collecting compensation benchmark data so that we could begin to look at how we might structure programs, really not taking out what's been there, but building on them, streamlining, standardizing, hopefully making it easier to do a good job with our programs.
Well, I think since the acquisition almost 3 years ago now, that the challenges set to the finance function in particular have been quite severe. Not only have we had to cope with a rapidly growing business, but also with the demands for information from Dallas. And I think the way in which everybody has responded to those challenges has been quite exceptional.
Our general access to the TI mainframes. Interestingly enough, there's only in fact 2 mainframes now in the mega center. Huge machines though they are, and believe it or not, we actually sent within our company about 1.5 million MSGs to each other last year. That means some people got an awful lot of bits of paper lying on the desk somewhere.
Well, we've seen a tremendous increase in both the volume of the business that we've been managing as well as the complexity of that business. The number of customers that we're doing business with has grown by approximately 30% over the last year. We now have over 400 customers, and that has grown by approximately 110 over the last year. From the customer service side, we've seen the number of orders being processed increase from approximately 1,500 in 1992 to over 2,600 in 1993. That has reflected, again, a growth in both the volume and the complexity of our product line. And from the logistics side, we've seen the warehousing activity, which is handled by Federal Express at their warehouse facility in Leicester. That has grown in the terms of the number of products being carried to approximately 900 in 1993, up from about 400 in 1992.
What objectives are we likely to have to set for ourselves to be able to meet these customer requirements and to enable us to focus on the customers? Well, this year, as you will have heard from all of the other speakers, there are several things that we're aiming to focus on. We will be focusing very much on quality in the sales process, in our consulting process, and we will be working with people in Dallas to improve quality in our product.
I'd list 3 or 4 really key thrusts for 1994. The first is communicating what the human resource priorities, objectives are, and if you will, realigning with the management team as to what those are. I think that's an important step for every single year, so that we make sure that, in fact, what we're doing is something that's going to contribute to the business. That's number one, and I hope we always keep a customer focus, if you will. Second point is to communicate compensation plans, performance review approaches, rate schedules, and so on. I hope that by the time this is aired, some of that's already taken place. Third priority is training. It's being part of a team to articulate, I wouldn't say develop, but articulate what the training strategy is relative to management training and human resources training, and then actually provide that during the year. Probably involves coming up with a compendium, if you will, of the training courses at TI sites, so that what can we leverage from various TI sites in terms of making it available, perhaps through AIM and perhaps through other sources. How can we make it easier for TIers to actually identify and take the training that's needed to meet the business objectives this year? So there's a sorting out there, if you will. We also hope to put in a job posting system this year.
For 1994, our objective is to continue to provide the service to the high standards already established. A particular objective I've set myself is to ensure that we receive good value from our suppliers. For example, by changing audit firms this year, we've saved the group almost $50,000, and I'll be encouraging everyone around the group to think along similar lines.
My main objective for 94 is very much to enable far more office automation and management information to flow more freely between the various offices so that the senior managers can feel more confident in the data and the information which they control.
Well, we're looking at certainly a challenge in terms of obviously finding ways to better manage the business. We've identified significant opportunities for improvement in terms of the quality and the productivity of the contract management activity in terms of updating many of our contracts and issuing a contract handbook to the field sales offices, which will give them the opportunity to generate a great many of the standard contract forms on their own. From the customer service side, we're identifying a number of opportunities that will result in more direct training and a number of site visits being scheduled to provide us the opportunity to meet directly with the sales administrators and the sales force to make sure they're fully aware of the details in terms of order processing.
For Belgium, we have had, I think, very good success in '93, despite that we had Jan van der Kerbus in sales going to Switzerland and myself spending a lot of time in the Netherlands. With the new recruits that joined during '93, we were able to achieve 100% on revenue and 150% on profit. The success, well, we managed to get products out for SNI. That, I think, was the biggest success. I think that relationship is now starting to pay off. We get the first orders, significant orders. I appreciate that, of course, because you'd like to see that the work you do at the end pays off, and I think that's the biggest success, yes, having it established.
One of the most satisfying things about being an account manager is seeing customer success and sharing their reward.
Difficult situation, and we had to do a lot of recovery work, and I think that we were quite successful in the recovery situation of Holland. And I think the future is looking very good for us.
We basically built an application package which we're implementing at TeleWest, and we're selling to other telecommunications companies both in the UK and potentially around the world. And we've opened up a completely new business area for ourselves, offering business expertise in interconnect billing, providing packaged application solution which can be rapidly implemented, and actually putting implementation teams in to deliver it.
So we had a big challenge in starting '93, as we had doubled the revenue the year before. So will we be able just to keep it? I think we managed quite well. We ended with about a 15% growth as compared to '92 in revenue. The whole organization came lined up, so we recruited heavily. We started with 22, 23 people. We ended the year with 36 people. So just managing that growth, having the structure and keeping everybody happy, and that wasn't that easy, but we managed very well.
In general, we've had quite a lot of fun working with the product in '93. I think also one of the good times we've had is bringing on two new people. That I've had personally is bringing on two new people, Olaf and Keith, who established themselves well in the Unix area and also in the IF in general. And I think that's probably been one of my highlights in '93, is bringing two new people in and getting them to such a standard.
One of the major successes for me personally in 1993 was the discussion and the final conclusions we came for the company to set up a new strategy as a reaction to the recession we have in Germany, in order to come for 1994 for a year with another growth in the company, growth in people, growth in revenue, and first of all growth in profit.
The main objective for '94 is of course to grow revenue and profit. We managed to turn out a small profit this year, '93 that is, but we have a much tougher goal for '94, and that's the main objective, of course.
The main objective is for sure to support our customers, and then mainly myself and doing pre-sale support.
The basic objective for 94 is to bring Germany back to a successful organization where we are able to manage our profitability targets and our growth rates in conjunction with in having people who are happy to work for the company.
In 94, we want to maintain the team spirit between the services department, sales department, and product support department, since we all work very closely together to get a new customer in and to maintain the high quality that we provide to our existing customers.
From my point of view, I think if we are successful in having one or two customers with the Array product here in Germany, I think we will be successful in the end of this year.
Our main objective in Belgium here for 1994 is to get some new customers in the finance sector, especially in the banking.
My major objective is that we could reach our goals, that we could fulfill our plan. The first days in 1994 look like that, so that we can have a smooth growth following the year 1993.
One of the key missions of the operations manager is to make the commercial side and the services side one team. So one vision, one team, in order to serve our customers the best way we can.
It's a very good atmosphere. It's a very high level of knowledge in the company, and some really nice people to work with.
All projects we do, we work as a team. Everyone gets involved, and everyone brings his know-how, his experience on the table, and so you're never alone, and that is very important.
I definitely think it's a very interesting environment.
Now, I find it, the people are very nice, a nice mix of people. I find them very helpful.
When I joined James Martin Associates, and that hasn't been changed until now, I enjoyed the people working for that company. I think I haven't seen, before I joined JMA, so many intelligent people and nice and happy people working for that company.
To work with all the good people in the local organization, which makes it good fun.
Very friendly atmosphere, and the people are really nice.
There's a lot of possibilities, a lot of flexibility within the company, that I got the opportunity to grow very rapidly in the company, take on a lot of responsibilities, and it's like you just do it and then it's your job, and that made me very happy in working for the company. And I hope that also in Switzerland, that for all the employees, we try to really have them all take on very early responsibilities in managing a customer, in managing the accounts, looking for new contracts, and hopefully this will really bring us the business we're looking for in 94.
Well, I think at the moment the morale is very good, and I think the product is great. And I think most people who work for the company believe in that, especially the RIF side of it. I suppose that's the main area that I work in and I'm involved in. But I also think what's fabulous about it is that it's a small enough company that people recognise who you are, and you're not just a number, as I was in my previous company.
The most interesting part of the information engineering, of what we have to offer, what the company offers to us, is the vision we have. We have some bright people that set out a vision, and the technological know-how we have. It's very encouraging, interesting, exciting.
This company was exactly what I was looking for. It had comradeship, teamwork, everybody mucked in, everybody helped, and the atmosphere was great.
It has a lot to do with the people in the organization. I think the people that are around you when you work is very important, and I think that's one of the things I really enjoy in the company. Good people to work with.
What I personally like very much here is the climate between people, and they they give you the possibility of trainings?
Oh, certainly. I like being with TI because we have a very good climate here in Germany. And we have very close contact to each other. It's fun to work for the company. It's great fun, in fact. And it's also very nice to have the chance to switch from one position to the other and do different things by the time you evolve.
I think that the most exciting thing in our role, probably because we are playing different roles every day, is that every day you have something new and every month you have something new to learn. Important thing is that we have to try to change the product availability and rollout availability of the products.
Well, I must say that when I was offered the job to work for TI Information Engineering, I was really thrilled because of the fact that TI Information Engineering, or what was previously called James Martin Associates, for me is a company with a really outstanding reputation in the area of software engineering.
One of the key thing I see is that in Europe we have to put together our efforts. And I think we need some kind of design committee, European design committee, not the user group one, and not the Dallas design committee. We need a European one where we can consolidate our views on what is particular for Europe, and then have a concise view and push that view against Dallas. I think that is a key thing.
We definitely should concentrate on fulfilling the roadmap we have announced to our customers. They should see coming out what we have announced, and that those products come out are of good quality.
I think that there is a whole range of areas actually. In Europe, one of the key things is obviously national language support, which is almost non-existent in the current product.
I see some things which I think are very important. That is that TI is starting with acquiring or joining with companies who have technology. And I think that is essential to move more rapid into these new areas.
I think we should try to become a bit more marketing driven than rather than too technological driven, find a little bit the right balance between those two.